Fundamentalist Christian radio host Bryan Fischer thinks that slavery is being brought back, specifically is being brought back to the South. Now, is he looking at, I don't know, Dylan Roof's terrorist attack, where he's a neo-Confederate and he's openly racist? And is he saying, well, that's a good example of it right there. They're trying to bring back slavery. This is fucked up. No, he's not talking about that. But guess which group he is talking about?
The last remaining state in the Union that prohibits the adoption of children into homosexual households. Now, this ban in Mississippi has been challenged by 4 lesbian couples. They're going to court. They're going to federal court to try to get a judge to rule this unconstitutional and dismiss it on the grounds of what the Supreme Court ruled back in June. So if they are successful, if the homosexual lobby is successful on this, then they will be forcing the state of Mississippi against its will. What do you call that? What do you call that when you force somebody to do something that is against their will? That's slavery. That's tyranny. So the homosexual lobby, perfectly willing to impose their values on the entire state of Mississippi. They don't care what the state of Mississippi believes. They don't care what the representatives of the people have decided. They don't care what the people have decided. They are going to impose their values on us. They are going to legislate morality to us and for us and over us. This is from the people that say you can't do that. These are the people that say you never should legislate morality. These are the people that say you never should impose your values on other people. This is exactly what they're setting out to do in the state of Mississippi. And ladies and gentlemen, that's just a form of tyranny. When you compel people to do things contrary to their will, contrary to their conscience, that's slavery as well as tyranny. So you think about it. Who's bringing slavery back to the South? Who's bringing slavery back to the Confederate States of America? It's the homosexual lobby. When you compel people to provide services against their will, that is involuntary servitude. That is slavery. I submit to you that it is the homosexual lobby that's single-handedly bringing slavery back to the Confederate States of America.
Those damn gay slave owners. They're so terrible, aren't they? The homosexual lobby is bringing slavery back to the South. Why? Because they want to have gay adoption in all states in America. This guy's comparing gay adoption to slavery. Bry, give it a rest. We see through you. Every single one of us at this point knows what you're struggling with on the inside, dog. I don't even want to bring it up again because I've hammered you so many times with the facts on that. Ooh, poor phrasing. I don't want to talk about hammering Bryan Fischer because he might get his little woodpecker hard. You know, talk again about hammering me, Kyle. No, not that kind of hammer guy. Calm down. How ridiculous! He said, well, the homosexual lobby is forcing Mississippi against their will to do something. It's slavery. Slavery. Forcing against their will. Well, you know, Brian, the civil rights movement forced the southern states against their will to accept black people as equals and end segregation. Was it the civil rights movement that was in favor of slavery? No. He's so concerned. Oh, forcing against their will. Whoa. What about the fact that the state of Mississippi is forcing gay people against their will to not be allowed to adopt? They're saying, hey, we would like to adopt a kid. We're a gay couple, but we'd like to adopt a kid. And the state of Mississippi is saying, no, I'm going to force my will on you and say you cannot do that. Even though you're 2 consenting adults and you're willing to do this, you're willing to make, this step together, willing to raise a kid together. No, the state is going to impose our morality on you and say you can't do that. What about that example of forcing people against their will? So actually, Bri, you're the one that's in favor of forcing people against their will. I mean, think about it. When gay people say, we would like to get married, Brian says, no, I'm not going to let you. So you're the one that's imposing your view of marriage onto gay people when they say, we're 2 consenting adults and we would like to get married. You go, no, I'm going to force my will on you and say, you are not allowed to get married. See, you're the one that's actually tyrannical. This is what these guys, they never have an answer for this. I've never gotten a good answer for this. You want to know what a gay bigot would be? See, in his mind, he just said, gay people want slavery, they're the bigots. You know what a gay bigot is? A gay bigot is somebody who says, hey, not only do we want to allow gay marriage, we want to ban straight marriage. We think the only marriage you should be allowed to have is a gay marriage. That would be a gay bigot. Why? Because that would be the opposite of the bigotry we always see amongst fundamentalist Christians who say what? The opposite of that. They say only straight marriage should be allowed, not gay marriages. What is the actual position of people in the gay rights movement? They say, whatever floats your boat, as long as you're a consenting adult. So in other words, if you want to get straight married, we're not going to stop you. Go right ahead. If you don't want to get married, we're not going to stop you. Go right ahead. Or if you want to get gay married, we're not going to stop you. Go right ahead. So you know what that position is? It satisfies everybody to do individually what they prefer. Whereas you, Brian, would like to control people and would like to do social engineering. And you do tell people, I'm going to force you to accept my definition against your will. So everything you accuse the liberals of, the sentiment behind what you're accusing the liberals of is exactly what you're guilty of. It's another classic case of right-wing projection.